WCS field staff worked with local leaders and farmers in Indonesia to come up with the Crop Protection Unit. This unit created many different ways for farming to continue in close proximity of wild animals. One strategy was to soak ropes in chili powder and place them around the crops. Elephants do not like chili and leave the farms alone, allowing the farmer and the animals to share the habitat peacefully.
Now we all know that a species that is extinct no longer exists, like the dinosaur don't.
Right there.
The next animal we're about to see was on the verge of extinction. In fact, the Mongolian wild horse, or Przewalski's horse, is extinct in nature. They could only be found in zoos. Recently, there have been some reintroductions of Mongolian wild horses in several areas of Mongolia and China, using herds from Native American and Asian zoos. Now, as we look at the Mongolian wild horses, what are some differences you may notice between them and the domestic horse we're seeing over here? Well, the Mongolian wild horses have shorter legs. They also have a stockier build. Their mane is erect, which means that their mane sits straight up. Their mane is also missing the forelock. There's a piece of mane that sticks on the forehead of the horse. They also have something in common with the field scientist Jonathan Slatt. For more information on the Mongolian wild horses.
I'm Jonathan Slatt, and I'm the Russia and Northeast Asia coordinator for the Wildlife Conservation Society. I believe that wildlife has a place on this earth, and my job is to find practical solutions that allow people and wildlife to thrive together. Przewalski's horse went extinct in the wild in the 1960s. On a recent trip to Kazakhstan, I thought about the ongoing and successful efforts in the country to bring as much of the back to the regions. Actually, lots of sea rivers. That's what's happening today.
The Bronx received the first animals in 1902 to date. We've had over 50 Przewalski's horse foals, both here and the Bronx Zoo. Now, as we leave the Mongolian wild horse exhibit behind us, we're going to be on the lookout for two vulnerable and endangered species. One of these species is very large, that is their gaur. We're also going to be on the lookout for some brown antlered deer. Now, you may notice today we're going to be talking a lot about deer. That's because Asia is the continent with the largest number of deer species, and it is well known for its deer diversity. Now let's ask everyone to look towards the fence and just keep following the fence. The brown antlered deer tends to hang around towards this fence.
Allá están, Chris. Allá al fondo. Mira, al fondo.
There we go. So if we follow the fence and look towards the right, we can see a herd of brown antlered deer. Now the brown antlered deer get their name from the curved shape of the male deer's antler. But it looks like it's ladies' day out today, as we don't have any males out today.
¿Las viste, Chris?
Currently classified as vulnerable, these deer continue to lose their wild space
Párate.
In many places, herds must resort to feeding on crops as their natural habitat has been taken over for farming.
You see? Ahí están, allá están, Chris, allá están.
Hey, buddy in the purple shirt. Thank you. So now if you look towards the right, we can see a herd of gaur. They don't need binoculars to get a good look at just about any predator, including a tiger.
El tigre viene.
But there's these huge animals as a loss to their Asian habitat and to disease they can catch from domestic cattle. Now as we practice our scientific observation skills, maybe hearing a noise coming from behind us. Well, that noise comes from the concrete jungle rather than an Asian one. It's easy to forget that the Bronx Zoo sits at the heart of an urban environment. But the noise coming from behind us right now is actually traffic on the Bronx River Parkway. If you look straight ahead, you may notice that we have this fence built to reduce any of the incoming noise so we don't scare the next animal we're about to see. To remind everyone to remain seated at all times. Because once we're around this corner, we're going to be looking out for our tiger. Now, tiger sharks provide excellent camouflage, so the tigers are often difficult to spot. Even researchers in the wild have a difficult time locating tigers.
El tigre, ¿se brincan o no brinquen? ¿Ya lo vieron? Por ahí está el tigre.
We only have one tiger in this exhibit, and that's because tigers are solitary animals.
Que solo hay
They
uno.
prefer to be alone once they reach adulthood. Due to poaching, habitat loss, and lack of prey, there may be as few as 3,000 tigers left in the wild today, with only 1,000 of those being breeding females. So right now we're just going to slow down because we have to run like in front of us. In the meantime, if you look up this hill, you get a closer look. Something out.
Toros. Chingo de toros.
Now if you look straight ahead, if you notice some antelope with a white belly, that is our black-buck antelope. Black-buck antelope are sexually dimorphic, meaning that the males and females look different from each other. The males have horns while the females do not. And collecting some shade. Hiding pretty well underneath these trees are the axis deer. Those are the spotted deer. Unlike other deer species, the axis deer maintain their spots throughout their entire lives. Now let's imagine a pig with upper tusks that erupt from the top of its snout and curves backwards towards its eyes. Well, that's a real pig called a babirusa. Babirusa means pig deer in the Malay language, and appropriately so. So right here we have our female.
Bambú. Ahí está el panda.
Now don't worry, if you missed the babirusa, our next animal is going to be pretty difficult to miss.
Piso, en el piso.
Right now we're about to get into our Asian elephant's happiest exhibit.
Mira, Chris,
First thing you may notice about the Asian elephant is their enormous size. The Asian elephant weighs 10,000 pounds, so they do have to eat a lot of vegetation.
Mira, mira,
For
allá
example,
abajo.
our Asian elephant can eat up to 200 pounds of hay each day, and drink up to 60 gallons of water. Now, an Asian elephant's trunk has 40,000 muscles. That's more muscle than the human body. Can you remain seated for me, please? At the end of their trunk, they have a finger-like digit that they can use to either gently pick up a net or pick up a tree with enormous force.
Que están aquí.
Everyone remain seated in the back.
Wow. Párate, hijo. Párate.
Here's a word for our field science for more information.
WCS works in the field with both African and Asian elephants. Here's an
Everyone remain seated in the back.
who work with Asian elephants.
My name is Dani Gunaryadi, and I'm the Elephant Conservation Coordinator for WCS Indonesia. The first time I saw a Sumatran elephant, I thought, this is a magnificent creature. They will be saved because they are so big. But the truth is, they have declined 50% since the 1980s. Even
Of incoming danger or to help a fawn in flight.
Remember? White tail.
We are now passing back over the Bronx River. Thousands of commuters cross this water every day. But underneath the highways and on elevated tracks, the river still rushes along, providing a habitat for ducks, turtles, fish, and migrating birds. Whether it's the Bronx River here in New York or the Irrawaddy River in Asia, rivers and streams provide vital resources for wildlife everywhere.
Ready to take a ride on the wild side? I'll take that as a yes. Here at the Bronx Zoo, headquarters of the Wildlife Conservation Society, we're working hard to save wildlife in wild places around the world. Today I'm going to take you on a tour of Asia with stops in China, India, Cambodia, Nepal, and Tibet, all without ever leaving the beautiful Bronx. We're looking for 2 deer species and an antelope species. The large honey-colored deer are called Barasinga. The word Barasinga means 12-tined in the Hindi language, as males will have 12 to 14 points on their antlers. Another 2 on top of the hill, and keep looking as we exit. We're also looking at India's national bird, the peafowl. Generally, the males are called peacocks. Females are called peahens. They get together and make baby pea chicks. The males are the ones with those impressive back feathers they prop up with their tail feathers during the mating season. Once they've mated, they shed those feathers. That's what the white things all over the lawn are. And you can only tell a male from a female because the males have blue heads and the females have green. They have free roam of the Bronx Zoo. You'll see the by pea chicks. These huts tell an important conservation story.
Farmers in Indonesia live closely with wild animals, like elephants, which we will see shortly. WCS field staff work with local leaders and farmers in Indonesia to come up with the Crop Protection Unit. This unit created many different ways for farming to continue in close proximity of wild animals. One strategy was to soak ropes in chili powder and place them around the crops. Elephants do not like chili and leave the farms alone, allowing the farmer and the animals to share the habitat peacefully.
We all know that an animal that's extinct is no longer with us, like the dinosaur and the dodo bird. The animals in our next exhibit were completely extinct in nature and could only be found in zoos. We're talking about the Mongolian wild horse, or Przewalski's horse. While there are genetic differences between wild horses and domestic horses, there are physical differences as well. They're shorter and stockier in build. They have an erect mane that's lacking the forelock, the piece of mane that falls between the eyes of a domestic horse. They're rocking the mohawk. They were born genetically awesome. Captive breeding of Mongolian wild horses began in 1901 with a herd of only 28 animals. The Bronx Zoo received our first herd in 1902, and inside the train.
I'm Jonathan Slatt, and I'm the Russia and Northeast Asia Coordinator.
Sit down, please.
For Conservation Society. I believe that wildlife has a place on this earth, and my job is to find practical solutions that allow people and wildlife to thrive together. Przewalski's horse went extinct in the wild in the 1960s. On a recent trip to Kazakhstan, I thought about the ongoing and successful efforts in that country to bring these horses back to the Central Asian steppe. The world needs happy stories, to watch the impossible become possible, and to see hope restored. And that's what's happening today with Przewalski's horse.
As you can see, we give our animals lots of room to roam, as we're still in the Mongolian wild horse exhibit. But I'll be able to pinpoint most of the animals for you today, even if they're not necessarily in plain sight. It's not difficult to do if you'd like to try. Just put yourself in their hooves and figure out where you would go for a shady spot to rest or a little grazing time. When we reach the top of this hill, we'll be on the lookout for two endangered species, the brow antler deer and the gaur.
What?
Venado?
And the first we're going to encounter on this trip are the brow antler deer. They get their name from the male's antlers that look like two bushy eyebrows coming up out of the top of their head. They're currently classified as vulnerable, as all of their habitat has been taken over for farmland in their native Cambodia. But don't strain yourself looking for antlers. It's ladies' day out. As soon as you get to the stump, look straight across. They're all standing up there by the back fence line. As it's only about half of them. We have a herd of 26, so keep your eyes peeled. To the far right are the gaur, the world's largest wild cattle. Males stand 6 feet at the shoulder, 10 feet long, and weigh 2,000 pounds. With their incredible size and horns, a gaur can take on anything, even a tiger. What threatens these beautiful creatures is lack of an Asian habitat and diseases they catch from domestic cattle. If the horns point straight up, it's a male. If they curve in at the top, it's a female. Most of the herd is female. We'll get a closer look in about 5 minutes when we get to the other side of this meadow. It's easy to forget sometimes that the Bronx Zoo sits in the heart of an urban setting. But shortly behind us, you're going to hear the roar from the concrete jungle known as the Bronx River Parkway. The large wooden fence in front of you obstructing your view is put there to keep back that traffic noise and help our animals feel more at home and calm. This is especially important since in the next exhibit, we're on the lookout for a tiger. Once again, please remain seated with all body parts inside the train. Tiger stripes provide excellent camouflage, and sometimes we have difficulty spotting our tiger. We're looking for Anakin. He's a 9-year-old, 450-pound Siberian or Amur tiger. In the wild, tigers will eat wild pig and deer, and pig he will. He'll eat 40 pounds of meat in one setting, and then not eat again for 3 days. Look to the left, he's walking up the hill. That's equivalent of 160 hamburgers to you and I. If you ate 160 hamburgers, you wouldn't eat for 3 days either. With less than 3,000 tigers remaining in the wild, and only 1,000 of them being breeding females, we're working with an organization called Panthera to increase this number. Tiger stripes are like fingerprints, no two are alike. That's how we tell our tigers apart. And they're solitary creatures and prefer to live alone. That's why you'll only see one at a time on display here at the Wild Asia Monorail. We don't want them fighting over territory. You can see more tigers by visiting Tiger Mountain.
Sí, porque si ponen dos a la vez, se pelean por territorio.
Allá va, mira.
We're now coming up on the back of our brow antler deer and gaur exhibit. Look straight up the hill, you'll get a closer look at the gaur. Hello ladies, a few more brow antler deer behind them as well. When you pass these trees, you'll be able to look her right in the eye. Everything you can see is a female.
Bye, tiger.
One in the very back is a male. We're now at the back of our first meadow. More peafowl. All the way back the meadow, little guys with the white bellies are black buck antelope. There's another one down here on the road with those spiky horns. They're the smallest antelope species in Asia, fully grown, 2.5 feet at the shoulder. Right there in the grass. As As we round this bend, we're going to be on the lookout for some pigs. More barrasinga if you look down the road to the left too. They're on the fence line back there. Special pigs called babarusa. The word babarusa means pig deer in the Malay language, because the natives thought their tusks resembled deer antlers. Coming into a bamboo thicket, in the first we're looking for Kathy, our female.
Panda, no?
There's no panda.
And in the second we're looking for Fez, our male, with those impressive tusks up through the snout, back towards its eyes. Asia's version of Pumbaa. Look back to the left, he's by the log there. They hail from the island of Sulawesi and are highly endangered. Now I need everyone to remain seated and keep your voices down as we visit with Patty, our Asian elephant. She's going to be very close to the train in the second half. So again, remain seated. First thing you'll notice about an elephant is her size. Patty weighs approximately 10,000 pounds. She eats fruits, vegetables, 200 pounds of hay, and 60 gallons of water each day. The elephant's trunk is an incredible tool with over 40,000 muscles in it. That's more than the entire human body. It's got a finger-like appendage at the end. With it, she can pick up an egg without breaking it, or tear down a small tree with great force.
WCS works in the field with both African and Asian elephants. Here is a note from our field scientists who work with Asian elephants.
My name is Donnie Gunaryadi, and I'm the Elephant Conservation Coordinator for WCS Indonesia. The first time I saw a Sumatran elephant, I thought, this is a magnificent creature. They will be safe because they are so big. But the truth is, they have declined 50% since the 1980s. Even though rats and insects cause more damage to crops than elephants, because the elephant is so huge, psychologically, it seems more threatening. So when there is conflict, the farmers poison the elephants. In response, we created a crop protection unit to mitigate conflict and send the elephants back into the park. And it's been a huge success. Since we started in 2003, no elephants and no people have been killed.
She has the most beautiful eyelashes. We don't usually get to see her up that close. As we say goodbye to Patty, we're going to be on the lookout for my favorite lady at the zoo. And that's Callie, our Indian rhino. Just have to sneak past Patty here. As soon as you cross the road, look into the mud wallow on the right. You gonna sit up for us? Callie, up, up. Come on, baby. Good girl. Nah. She's right behind these vegetation here. When we come around the bend, you'll see an opening in the gate. Look straight in to the left and you'll be able to look her right in the eye. Many people describe a rhino's skin as armor-plated. It's actually very thin with lots of folds and needs protection from insect bites and the sun. Hi! You gonna sit up for us? Good girl. Up, Callie. Up, up. Come on, sit up. With less than 2,000 rhinos remaining in the wilds of India and Nepal, we're very fortunate to care for 5 of these endangered creatures. Caring for rhinos is one thing, breeding's quite another. We're the luckiest zoo in the US of A. We've had 11 rhino births here at the Bronx Zoo. Our latest was in the summer of 2013. Callie's one of our proud moms. How many moms have I got on the train? Here's something you'll appreciate, Mom. An Indian rhino is pregnant for 16 months. And after being pregnant for almost a year and a half, she'll give birth to a baby weighing approximately 150 pounds. The rhino baby will only stay with its mother for 2 to 3 years, though weaning can take 16 months. So you don't have to worry about college. This is the original mud wallow put here in 1977 when the monorail first opened. More than 15 rhinos have contributed to the size and shape of that wallow. When it warms up more this afternoon, that's where Callie will spend the rest of her day. Although rhinos can achieve speeds close to 40 miles per hour, they're highly involved with the 5-foot horns. They're incredible athletes. They can leap up to 6 feet in the air without a running start and have been known to climb trees for food. Another one in a tree over here to the right, top of the hill. Both males and females have spiral horns and beards. The males are just longer. Top of the hill, goat in a tree. Now as you pass this Y-shaped tree, look into the tree behind it, just below eye level, and here you'll find Linus, our red panda. The word panda means bamboo eater. That's how he gets his name. He's actually a relative of skunks, raccoons, and weasels. In Nepal, his name is Hunho, which means fire fox. And if you saw the movie Kung Fu Panda, Master Shifu was a red panda. The red panda was known to the Western world years before the black and white panda. The only thing they have in common is an insatiable appetite for bamboo. You can see more red pandas by visiting the Himalayan Islands, a short walk from the monorail. While there, you can also check out our snow leopards. As we wind our way down the hill, our tour is sadly coming to an end. But I'd like to tell you a little bit more about us. The Wildlife Conservation Society manages 5 parks in the New York City area. The Bronx Zoo, Central Park Zoo, Queens Zoo, Prospect Park Zoo, and the New York Aquarium on Coney Island. We also manage over 300 scientists in 60 countries throughout the world. We're working hard to save wildlife in wild places. You being here today helps us to do just that. And for that, we thank you. We're going to hear from one more scientist.
No hay monkeys. Ahí no hay.
No hay nada. Ah, que allá donde nosotros fuimos, que tenían un estanque con peces, para que ya lo puse.
Ya la vi. Es muy adorable. Ay, no me reí.
Mira la cámara.
¡Hay un gatito!
Sí.
¡Hay un gatito! Oh, yeah. Mira cómo está el cuello. Hay pescaditos chiquitos.
puede que no sea en tu boca, puede ser una basura, ¿no? Gracias, mi amor,
Sì, sulla roccia. Come che ti prende?
Guarda quel pescione lì! Esa... Esa, right?
Sì.
Oh, there's one!
Yeah.
Running!
Yeah.
Oh, there's two!
Yeah, there's a lot. One is sleeping. All of them are over there sleeping too.
But these ones are waking up.
Yeah. Okay. Ragazzi, aspettate, aspettate.
Mira que está jugado.
¿Daddy?
Míralo, mira.
Imagínate que se comen ese.
Mira esta.
Daddy, llévate ese.
Catfish, ¿no?
Se ve grandote, ¿no?
Pero es un catfish, ¿no?
No sé.
Oh my god.
Hey, little buddy. Hey, baby girl. Hola, bebé. Hola, hermoso. Hola. ¿Te está gustando? Ay, cosita. Mamá, ¿te está gustando? Yo lo quiero.
Lindo.
¿Me lo puedo llevar?
No, mi amor.
¿Por qué?
No, mi vida.
Quiere salir.
Quiere la lava.
Está bonita, ¿no?
Sí, está precioso.
Es mi nuevo amigo del zoológico.
Ok, mi amor.
Voy por jugar. Usted es vivo.
Para que no nos caiga. ¿A dónde era lo feo? No, es que no
Ahí.
jumping. No, que no jumping.
Vamos, vamos.
Que no jumping, ¿eh, Dari? Dari, quiero que no jumping. Dari. Hold on, ¿eh? Dari, que casi se cae el niño.
No se cae.
Cris, dame la lama si quieres.
Agárrese duro.
Dari, quiero que no jumping.
¡Era Monse! No, era Dani. Yo no lo estoy moviendo. Culero. Otra vez.
Be careful.
Be careful with that little
No, Monse, no, Monse, no te muevas así. Miren para acá.
Sí, para acá.
Chris. Ok, vamos.
Dari, para hacer eso.
Yo no estoy haciendo eso nada.
Hay paredes.
Párense ahí.
Ahora estás quitando tiempo.
Viene por acá. Vámonos.
¿Qué quieres salió qué? ¿Te da miedo, no? Ay, no sé, igual que yo. No, pero Dari para él. Dari. Te voy a noquear, pinche. Mira, ya se cayó Chris, ¿eh? Ya se cayó Chris.
¿Por qué?
Porque tú vienes bloqueando.
Si yo no lo vengo moviendo.
Ajá.
Aquí queda una bien. Dale, Montico. Chris. Chris.
Chris, quítate del cuello para que nosotros veamos. Porque nos viste uno.
Corre.
Dice que porque yo no me compré uno.
Ethan, look here. Ethan, look at mommy, everyone. It's not gonna come to you. Look how long you are. Look how long. You're taller. Your neck is up on your mouth. ¿Te gusta escribir? Yeah, I've never seen an ostrich.
No, that's how we. That's how tall people eat, Laura.
They have like us.
¿Cuál es la mamá? Mira este.
That actually happened in real life. It was with the well, the guys couldn't get it to the hill. They couldn't to get it back. And that was the last of the ¿Es el gordito?
El otro está cruzando sus piernas, ¿ya lo vieron? Look at that. La pierna.
¿Pero qué es eso?
Yo creo que sí.
Guácala.
¿Y cuál es la mamá? Esa, ¿no?
Tal vez. Pero no sirven, están como clavados. ¿Cómo? ¿Están vivos, no?
Sí.
Mamá, no sé.
Este ya abrió, mira, este ya se fue. Mira acá, está bien clear, ya se fue.
Ya los que están en el piso ya están.
Mira que son...
Mira, Daddy, mira. ¿Qué van a hacer? Ese. Acércalo. No.
Mira que está uno.
¿Uno murió?
Yo creo.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Que no las toquen.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
Go down and meet them.
Wherever you look out from, you stay there.
You will never know why.
You going down the sidewalk? I'm just making sure that...
This is real?
Tu turno.
Más, Cris.
Tu turno. Look at y'all both gonna go. Diamond, no, Sasha. Dale, Cris, ya bajaron. Ya bajaron, Cris.
We're going to
Before we go upstairs.
¿Quién te atoró más, Daddy?
Yo me atoré.
Sorry, no.